Welcome back everyone to my low-level playthrough of Chrono Trigger on the Wii Virtual Console. It's time for us to start heading through the Ocean Palace here. I'm fast-forwarding. I'm playing this back at 1.5 speed because basically this episode I'm just running around, getting into fights, and stealing from the enemies. A lot of good steals here. These scouts here, these tan ones, you can steal lapises from them. They're basically like a mid-tonic for the entire party. You use it and everyone gets healed 200 hit points. Really useful in future fights. There's blue scouts, you can steal shields from them and they cut down, they're obviously used in a battle to cut down physical attack, damage from physical attacks. And then we have red scouts, which you can steal barriers from. Barriers reduce magical damage. They were really important. They allowed Frog to beat Magus. So we're stealing these basically for future boss fights. Another place we can steal these is Dendora Mountain. I did some stealing there off screen. That's why the timer changed a little bit. That's probably a better place maybe to steal because those enemies there ain't really gonna hurt you. But it's you're more likely to get barriers there. You can get shields from the Ogan enemies, the goblins that have hammers, the wooden hammers, and then the bird enemies, the freelancers. They give you the barriers. So there's more of those bird enemies, so you end up with more barriers. So that's why I'm spending a little bit more time stealing from the blue scouts here to get some more shields. Luckily, Alien has the blue mail on, and that means that these guys can't really hurt her because they only use water attacks. These guys can be trouble when they're in a group with one of each type. Because you see they counter magic attacks with magic. If you hit one with a magic attack when there's one of each variety, they will counter with a 3D attack, which basically functions as shadow magic. So they cast like water, fire, and then lightning all at once. And that counts as a shadow technique. We actually can do those techniques with our party members too. You have Chrono, Luca, and Marley can do one triple tech. And then you have Chrono, Luca, and Frog. They do another one of those attacks. Delta Storm and Delta Force are the two. Basically just a big, strong shadow attack. You can also steal shields from those Bargus enemies. Just gotta watch and hopefully they don't run near those Jinn enemies when they do that, because if they do that, then they have that counterattack we saw a little bit earlier. Yeah, I stocked up on mid-tonics, full tonics, and ethers while I was out. So a lot of these areas, you gotta run around. The areas look big, but it's a little deceiving because a lot of the areas a lot of places you can't really step on. I'm basically running around these larger areas, and you gotta find these little tiles, these little blue buttons, and press them, and then when you hit enough of them, then that opens the way forward. As you can see, we're getting quite a few new weapons for our characters. Frog's weapon, the demon hit, is hidden down there. Got that there. Down. No matter which, whatever side you go down, you can go on into this room from the right as well. But whatever side you enter is the side you got to go down to hit the middle in. Because we're gonna run over to the right, and you'll see that that little platform to the top there is missing on the right. But if we enter from the right, then that platform will be missing from the left. So you have to come down in this room to hit that button. That's the second button. And then the third button is in the other side over here. Luckily, most of these fights we can run from. Yeah, it stinks that they use that magic even if they if you don't charm them, even a miss causes them to try to steal more of those lapises. There's other enemies a little later on that also drop lapises if you would have done that Green Dream side quest. But those enemies, they're pretty tough. It's one of the reasons why I kind of backed out of doing that quest. Let's just run around a little bit, making sure I get all the treasures. There's the last button we need to hit. Get another one of those Jin Bongist combos. Now, later on, I saw right there, the Jin is protected by the Bog's shield. There's going to be a battle where we actually have to fight these guys. We can't run away from it. You basically can't hurt the Jin until after you defeat the Bogist, because I saw the Jin is protected by the Bog's shield. But you don't have to worry about that until a little bit later. So hitting all three buttons basically opens up this door here. And we can run down here. Run through all these guys. Those Lashers and Thrasher enemies, we gotta be careful with them because they have a counterattack. Similar to how Frog and Chrono do that X strike. So if you don't defeat them in one turn, they'll counter you with that X strike. Can deal some decent damage. Luckily, Aelia has a technique, the rock throw that she can use that does enough damage to defeat them in one hit. So when we do have to fight them, we don't have to worry about prompting their counterattack. Hey, it's Masa. And they embed Melkor's dreams in the ruby knife that he gave us. Get some cutscenes here. You see the Queen is just kind of going insane. She's not worried about any damage that Waken Lavos can cause. Save point here. Nice. Stinks that we don't have the. We have to have a different accessory for Aelia. It'd be nice to have that charm top on her to make charm more effective. Good job, Frog. Good thing to save here because we're going to ride this elevator. And this elevator is where we're going to have 3 encounters we can't run from in a row. So better save up. So this first one though, we can run from. So let's just hightail it out of there. Hit the button, and then we start going down. Once we start going down though, these encounters are non-runnable. So as I said earlier, we'll use the rock throw on these Thrashers, so they don't counterattack us. And Frog and Chrono can take care of the Bogist. And that'll eventually allow us to take on the Jin. Now the Jin's still protected until after you deal like 1 attack to him. So you notice our first attack that we're going to do to him is not going to do basically any damage to him. But after that, it'll say like the Bog's shield has been disrupted. It rock throws the humanoid enemies. If need be, got that slurp kiss. Good healing all around. Frog got some good damage with that demon hit. Does double damage against magical enemies. Most of these enemies are magical. One of the good things is those scout enemies really only counter with their magic. Those hit all magic techniques if you attack them with magic. So we can go after them with physical attacks. Now occasionally they will use their single targeting magic attacks. We don't have to worry about their hit all multiple attacks. See, we just did a regular attack there, they didn't counter. So that's annoying that lock basically does what those rumbles did earlier. Now, whoever gets hit with the lock can't use any techniques. But luckily there's only one lasher, so he won't counterattack. If there's another lasher, then they can counterattack together. So at least we got two of them out of the way before this, we all got locked out of techs. So you saw what a lapis did. It gives 200 hit points to everybody. We got it replaced here. And here, in order to make sure we don't get hit by that shadow technique, we want to try to take care of at least one of the colors. So I just went after the scout there first. Because they use lightning. And Chrono has the male that absorbs lightning. He gets knocked out by pretty much anything. So the water ain't so bad. Neither is the fire, because Frog can absorb the fire. Here they can absorb the water. So all we have to do is get basically rid of the red ones here, and then Area can solo the blue ones as you saw earlier, so you don't have to worry about them. So right now we just... This is our final technique, the triple kick. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a... Ain't doing a lot of damage. They have an, if your characters are strong and you want, like, basically doing a low-level playthrough, I have the technique unlocked. A double technique is called Falcon Hit, where Area throws Chrono, and he goes across the screen, hits everyone in a line. That's pretty good for taking these guys out, but since Chrono doesn't have a lot of strength, and neither does Alia, it wouldn't be strong enough to take out the one line on its own. We would have got hit by that shadow counterattack. Now just Alia finishes these guys off. And luckily then we're near another save point after this. I'm pretty good with shields and barriers. I will need a few more eventually, but like I said, we get them on the Dendor Mountains in 600 AD. We want to go back there after Frog completes his side quest, because there's a freelancer there who throws rocks, and if you have Frog in the front of your party, Frog can catch her on the rocks, and it turns out to be a special rock that allows a triple technique. Most triple techniques are only unlocked with Chrono in the party, but you can find these rocks. We found one of them earlier that allows other groups of characters to do triple techniques. But one of them just has to be equipped with the necessary rock. Basically, when we get the side quests available, This is not going to be too much longer from now. We'll be able to actually take Chrono out of the party. And that way we can have Frog in the front of the party to catch that rock. So here's that Delta Force. I see all scouts cast their respective element. It does shadow damage, so it hurts us all. We have to hit those 2 switches, then we can step on this button. And that brings us, shows us the way forward. Run on up. Grab this. And make sure we save our game here. Heal ourselves up, because we have a boss battle coming up. Pretty tough one. At least the first, could be tough if we were trying to steal off of them. Of course, we're going to try to steal, because the boss has magic tabs that we can steal. That can make things a little bit difficult, the stealing. But if you're not worried about stealing, there's an easy way to cheese these enemies, using the red vest and the red mail. So we'll see that in the next episode where we take on this boss. Who is it going to be? Find out next episode. Bye!